Hey guys, d0ntblink97 and coming back here with another video today. And today we're going to be visiting an old friend, the M4A3E8 Sherman. Now, lately I've been taking a break from the game. I've been playing here and there, recording a little bit of gameplay, and today's just going to be a laid back video. And the games that I'm going to have in this Sherman, I literally picked up back to back to back. It's going to be 3 games, and lucky enough, they were all pretty decent. And I don't know, I just want to talk about this tank because, in my opinion, this is one of the more underrated tanks in the game because the M4A3E8 Sherman, or the Jumbo, as it's referred to, definitely steals the limelight away from the M4A3E8. And this thing really is, it's just a fun tank. And this is one of the first very medium tanky tanks you get in the American line. The Sherman, of course, acts like a medium, but the Sherman isn't that quick at tier 5. And the M7, the other tier 5 American medium, has no armor, and it's easily penetrated. So that's almost more of like a fat light tank. This, on the other hand, has very decent mobility. As you can see, we're keeping up with the Yak Panther 2. It has a very quick firing 76mm gun. And it has armor that can work, but you don't rely on, which is exactly what a medium tank is. You know, you can bounce some shots if you're in a good position, but if you try to use your armor more than you should, you will be punished for it. Now, this is a tier 8 matchup, so immediately I'm playing a little bit cautiously, and usually I'm used to people pushing hard on this flank, and that's why I said for the Yak Panther 2 to stop. Now, the gun on this Sherman fires a shot about every 3 seconds with my setup on it. I don't have a good crew in this because I just got it. So, once the crew gets better, the rate of fire will get even better. It has an average aim time somewhere in the low 2 seconds, maybe like a 2.3 or 2.2 second aim time. It has average accuracy of, I think, 0.37. I could be wrong on that, so don't take my word for it. It's not great though. But this thing is a DPM monster. It has 115 average alpha, and this is our M4A3E8 brother. And as you can see, his side armor is just as bad as mine would be, so we're just gonna keep popping him with our 76mm. And the T32 takes him out from a distance. Now we can try and work on the T43. Now this gun only has 128mm of penetration. That's why I carry 17 premium rounds, and as you can see, I'm having a little bit of trouble pinning this guy. But this Yak Panther 2, he knows how to use this tank. He's playing very aggressively, taking advantage of his speed, weight, and his gun, and he is just absolutely blitzing this flank. He's on low health, but you know what? He's just gonna keep going, so I figure, you know what? I need to follow him up so I can support him. Now, Erlenberg definitely is not my favorite map, but in this instance where the enemy team kind of devotes themselves to one side and allows a medium and a very fast tank destroyer with a very big gun to get through to one side, it can be an opportunistic map. For this map to be good, you need to have a really dumb enemy team that only covers one side. Because once you break through, most of the time you win, because you can spot everybody. Now there's 3 artillery on this team, so I'm looking around, trying to make sure nobody's going to spot me. And that's when I run face first into another M4A3E8. And now we're going to see the differences between these two. He's using the 105 howitzer. I need to repair my gunner. And believe it or not, that may have been a mistake that you'll see later on causes me to die. Now, close range, we are much more mobile than the Jumbo. And with our 76mm, we are just DPMing him to death. He put in 2 shots. He did about 200, maybe 300 damage to us in total. We took out the whole of his health with our 76mm. And then that's when I noticed my Yak Panther 2 friend just died to the T3048, who I saw earlier and I thought was just going to stay in the middle. But I don't want to leave this guy back here to possibly flank me or spot my teammates, so he gets shot. I come up behind him, put one into him, finish him off. And this is one of the more fun tanks I've played. Because I've been taking a break from the game lately, that really means I'm taking a break from higher tiers, and I'm starting to buy back some of my mid-tier tanks that are really a lot of fun, and this is one of them. this was the first one I bought back. I need to buy the Chromo back as well, because that tank's pretty fun too, and the Comet. But this tank is really just the epitome of a medium, really. It has pretty good mobility, it has decent turret armor, a very quick firing, low alpha gun, and it is just a great tank. See the Tiger over there, we auto aim at him, we bounce off him, which is kind of crazy, and then we finish him off really quick because of our fast DPM. Now this is where things take a little bit of a bad turn. So my commander's dead, remember that. So I spot the Lorraine 155. I'm putting shots into him, I put one into him, and I know there's two other artillery, and there's also two artilleries platooned with each other. So I need to get to this house quickly so I can get some cover in between this Lorraine and me and the other artilleries. So I'm coming over here trying to sneak a shot into him. I sneak one in, I get back behind the house, and I sneak another in. Perfect. Now I know the other artillery's aiming at me, trying to move forward, and the GW Panther nearly just gets me. So I automatically repair the track, get behind the house, get some cover between me and the AMX that I thought would be pointing at me. Now I switched to HE because I know both these tanks are very lightly armored and have parts of their armor that I can penetrate even with the low HE pen of this tank. Now I'm coming over the hill. I'm detected. I'm waiting to spot somebody. Still don't spot anybody. Bam, boom. That GW Panther was no more than a couple of 100 feet away, and we died to him because we had a dead commander. So yeah. And then I cut to the end of the game because, well, long story short, we have a full health Tiger who fires HE at the Tiger 2. He gets wrecked, and then our Black Prince comes up and finishes him off, and it just takes a long time. So that was our first game back in this tank, and who knows how long. It's been 8 months, 10 months, maybe even a year. I don't know. It's been a long while. We finished second on our team. Our M44 really carried our team. He did over 3k damage. I helped out with my 1600 plus, and that Tiger 2 did 5,000 damage and just could not carry his very poor team. But yeah, that was my first game back in the Jumbo, and then, it just immediately recaptured the fun I've had in this tank, and I was very excited to go play some more games. This next one's on Highway, and I'm praying for a little bit more of a good matchup. The last matchup was pretty brutal, tier 8 matchup. Luckily, I didn't really run into any 8s, and I got very lucky with that. Spawned in a little late, we're on Highway, and boom, we have a top tier matchup. Perfect. Now the Jumbo really, in a matchup like this, it would be in some situations better than this tank because this tank's frontal armor is only 63 millimeters thick, which, because it has a slight angle on it and the tank has very good gun depression, you shouldn't be exposing your hull that much, but if you do, you can bounce some shots, but not from barely any tier 6s, some tier 5s, and you can probably bounce tier 4s reliably depending on what they are besides the tier 4 tank destroyers. But the M4A3E8 has more mobility, obviously, and I think for that's why I like it more. The Jumbo's more of a novelty to me. It's more of a, not a clown tank, but I mean like, it's kind of a one-trick pony, It just has the armor, and then you can either mount it with a howitzer just like this thing, or you can mount it with the same gun I have here. But the problem with the Jumbo is that whenever you get into a higher tier matchup, you don't have the speed that a medium tank needs to be versatile on the battlefield. So the Jumbo, in my opinion, is really only good in top tier matchups, or the matchups where there's maybe 3 or maybe max 5 tier 7s. If it sees tier 8s, it's pretty done, unless it can find a way to somehow flank. Just bought a Panzer IV. We bounce off him. We only have 128 millimeters of penetration with this gun, so you have to remember that. Some of these bounces may look weird, but they are justified. We finish off the PZ3/4. Now we're going to engage this M7, another tier 5 American medium. And as you can see, he's on fire. He's burning. He has no armor. He has no chance of bouncing. Pulling right through the Panzer IV's turret. And and then I get shot by an ARL, and I realize he has the 90 or the 105, and then I get shot by the Churchill gun carrier, which, well, it is a horrible tank, has a very good gun selection, and he could be using something like the 20-pounder, and if he is, he has over 200 millimeters of penetration, and my armor will not stand a chance. So I'm really trying to focus down these guys, and then I spot the Nashorn, trying to put some shots into the Nashorn. I want to get him out. He has that nasty 88mm gun. The ARL puts one straight through our turret because we don't have fantastic turret armor. I don't have my repair kit anymore because I used it earlier, so my gun is now permanently damaged. And we are just trying to jostle with our gun depression here, taking opportunistic shots. We have some APCR loaded for the Churchill gun carrier, so I want to make sure I put my shots against this guy. So we put one into him, we put another one into him. He bounces us. He's trying to retreat now. We track him. We're going to try to put another one into him, put another one into him. He repairs his tracks just to get out of there. And we put another one into his tracks, does not track him though. This T-150 is just rushing in. And at the moment, I was wondering why he was rushing in, and then I realized my team behind me, and maybe even me myself, I don't know. Most of the time I wasn't in there, but we accidentally capped, like, immediately. But even in that short of a game, I mean, the DPM of this thing really does help you get some good scores. I picked up nearly 1,200 damage, got 3 kills, finished top of my team by a pretty long shot. And, I mean, that just shows you what a true medium is. High DPM, very versatile, and it can do stuff like that in a top tier matchup. Now we're going to pick up a game on Wide Park, and we are in another tier 8 match. I will say this, whenever I played these games, I was not having my best luck with the matchmaking. After this next game, I played for about maybe 45 more minutes, picked up maybe 3 or 4 matches, and all of them I was low tier, and I just got disheartened, and I just got off. Jumped back home World of Warships, which I've been enjoying a lot. So now we're gonna see if we can spot some people over here, but as I said, I don't have a full crew in this, so, you know, I come over, I don't spot anything, which was really surprising. And then another medium crest right in the middle of the map and spots everybody. So we're gonna start taking advantage of the spotting. We see a J-Panther over there, very dangerous, tier 7 during TD. He's not dumb though. I'm spotted. He's gonna turn towards me. I'm gonna try to put one more into him. I'm gonna back off. I do not want to get shot by that nasty 88 or 105 that he can mount. So Wide Park, it's not a bad map, but definitely it should not be seeing anything above, really, and honestly, in my opinion, a tier 6 game. Anything above that, just there's too much alpha and everything takes too much time. And this is how not to play a Tiger. He came up there all confident, he's topped, he's got his new Tiger, and he got absolutely wrecked. Our DPM allows us to put 2 into the ARL. Unfortunately, we bounced the second one. We're trying to catch a sliver of his big fat turret, but we can't. So now I'm going to go back to what I was originally doing, and that's poking over this ridgeline. I see the Black Prince spot me, but I can't really shoot him from here. And that's when I spot the FB304. The Burt. I really want to get rid of this guy, because just getting shot by a Burt is like getting, you know, death by 1,000 paper cuts, you know. It just takes forever for that thing to kill you, but it constantly hits you. So with the help of another medium on our team, we are able to take him out. And this is when I start to realize my team is pushing over on the railroad tracks on the other side, so I decide I'm going to go ahead and go. This was a risky move. I miss a shot by what I imagine was a J-Panther. The VK puts one into me, but this is going to show our superior DPM. And see there, our armor working a little bit for us there, and then our teammates help us take him out. It's 7-2, and I know that J-Panther's still over there, so when I see this VK do this, I tell him to stop, because I'm really worried that J-Panther's going to shoot at us. And also there's a Tiger 2 in there, and I'm just freaking out. I'm like, what is this guy doing? I see the J-Panther, try to put one into his lower plate. I know I'm going to get spotted, so I back up, and then that's when I realize, wait, this Tiger 2 hasn't shot anybody. Is he really AFK in a top tier matchup? There's no way. No. I'm never this lucky. And lo and behold, he is AFK. And I get to go right next to him with the gun that reloads. under 3 seconds to put some very good damage into him for my teammates kill him. So I got to shoot at a tier 8 tank. That'll be some nice XP whenever we're finished with this. See the J Panther, I can't really hit him from here. He dies pretty quickly. Our team is just rushing the enemy team now. Now I'm turning in to go over towards our base to defend. I think there's a tiger to my left. Or no, he died. Yeah, camp in the back, bro. Doesn't help. So far, we picked up 2 kills, 10 damage ribbons, 2 assistance ribbons. So, you know, it's already been a decent game. But now we face an AT-7, and this is where the lack of penetration really struggles with this thing. I'm trying to track him, but I keep missing him. And he turned towards me, and he is using the 20-pounder, and I do not want to be in front of that gun at all. I'm going to let him shoot the tiger one more time before I go down. He shoots the tiger one more time, and I make my move. I come down here. I'm going to try to get to his side or track him or do something. I pretend like I'm going straight, but I turn in left. My plan is to either flank this guy or track him. I'm going to try and track him on the way up. But that's when I forget we have mighty strong ISU and puts one right through his frontal arm. So yeah, that was my games in the M4A3E8 Sherman, one of the most fun tanks I've played in a while, honestly. I've been playing so many higher tiers lately. I need to go back to my mid tiers. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. If you did, please consider giving it a like rating below. It really helps the channel out. Feel free to comment on anything you liked or disliked. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time. Peace.